Hi, welcome to QScript. In our first core Java topic, we observed how to install Java in the system. In this second topic, let us try to understand some of the important terminologies we use in case of developing a program or testing a application using Selenium WebDriver. API, Application Programming Interface. What is this mean? Let me take one simple example where I have a task to prepare a delicious coffee. To prepare this delicious coffee, I will follow two different scenarios. One scenario where I need to follow some of the steps. In that, I will take a hot water in a cup. I will dip a coffee bag in that. I will put some quantity of sugar. Now, after mixing, the delicious coffee is ready. This is a first scenario. In second scenario, think that I don't have coffee powder, I don't have hot water, I don't have sugar with me, but still I want to prepare a delicious coffee. To prepare the delicious coffee, I need to follow some other steps. In this second scenario, I have to get the water from where it is available. I have to bring sugar from the shop or mall. I have to take the coffee beans. I have to boil the water. Then I have to make the coffee powder using coffee beans. After mixing all of these in proper portion, my coffee will be ready. This is second scenario. Compared to first scenario, second scenario is bit difficult, or I can say that this is one step before the impossible. Of course we can prepare, but it takes lot of effort, lot of time. Now I want to print one simple message saying hi tester in case of Java, hi tester in case of VBScript. To do this, I am going to use keywords such as system.out.println in case of Java or message box in case of VBScript. These are the simple terminologies, or I can say that the keywords readily available as it is in case of scenario 1. But consider the scenario 2 of preparing a coffee. Here think that you don't have keywords such as system.out.println or message box with you, but still you want to print message called hi tester. To do this, first you have to design or you have to develop the keywords such as system.out.println on your own. You have to write lot of functions or methods, and you have to implement the logics to print this message. To do these activities, we need lot of time, technologies, tools as well as effort. Again, it's just before one step of impossible. Think that there are set of functions, procedures, libraries readily available for you. In those libraries, the system.out.println or message box in case of VBScript are already built are already developed by someone. Your job is to use those keywords according to your necessity. So which one makes easy? The already built-in keywords using into your script, or building the keywords on your own? Always first scenario makes very easy. These set of libraries or procedures or functions already built by someone, that is the program developer. Our job is to install those jar files or libraries to your system and start using. Those set of libraries or functions or procedures, what we call as API, application programming interface. These are the interfaces are going to help you to develop a program, application program. So this is what we call as APIs. So APIs are nothing but the set of libraries, set of functions, set of procedures are going to come along with your installer once you start installing any programming exe. It may be Java, it may be VBScript. This is what we call as a API. Let us look at another terminology, that is JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Let me take one more example. Think that I am a fan of cricket. I want to play professional cricket. To play cricket, I need a cricket kit. What this cricket kit contains? Cricket kit contains bats, pads, balls, helmets, gloves, so and so. So these are the material are necessary to play a cricket in professional manner. Otherwise we may get hurt because of hard ball or while running on the pitch. Like that, to develop a program using Java language, we need some components in our system. What are those components? The components like applet viewer, Java compiler, Java doc, some of the jar files, and apt. These are the different components essentially needed to develop a program in a system. Like cricket kit to play a cricket. So Java development kit is nothing but a kit which comes along with the different components. Those components are very helpful to develop a program in a system. So to do a scripting or to do a programming using Java, you need to install JDK first in your system. Let us look at another terminology, that is JRE. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. What it means? Let me take one more example. I don't have cricket kit with me, but there is a wonderful cricket ground nearest to your home. Even though you don't have cricket kit with you, but still you can go to the ground and you can watch the cricket playing by someone or some other team, right? Like that, even if you don't have JDK installed in your system, still you can run the Java program developed by someone, or you can access the Java application developed by someone. So JRE is a ground in your system which will allow you to run the program developed by someone else. If you have Java development kit, you can develop the program, but if you have only JRE in your system, you can run the program but you cannot develop the program. To work with programming of Java or Selenium, the system must have JDK as well as JRE. So if a system has JDK as well as JRE, then it will allow you to develop a program using Java and it will allow you to execute in the same machine. There is another important terminology, that is JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. This is heart of entire Java program execution process. When you write a Java program, it will be a human understandable language, and we can save that program using a extension called .java. It is as good as writing something in Word and saving as doc. It's like writing a story in your Word. This program cannot be understandable by machine, because the program what we have written, it is human understandable. So it has to convert into machine understandable language. To do this, there is a interpreter or compiler. Again, it's a Java program, will convert human understandable language to bytecode, that is machine understandable language. It will save as .class file. So now the .java file will going to convert, and it will create one more file called .java file. In that, bytecode will be present. This bytecode can understand by machine. In other languages, compiler will convert source code into machine understandable code and feed to microprocessor. The compiled code can be executed in the system where it has got compiled or converted. Another OS microprocessor will not be able to understand because it has got compiled or converted to bytecode using OS dependent compiler. Such languages are being considered as OS dependent. For example, C program. In Java, there is one more layer called JVM, which converts the byte code into microprocessor understandable code. So .java will get compiled and create a .class file. This .class file contains bytecode. The layer JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine, interprets the bytecode into machine code depending upon the underlying operating system and hardware combination. So this makes machine independent, or I can say that operating system independent. So Java compiled code will be platform independent. The Java code, you can write it in Windows, compile it. Once you compile using compiler, that will give it to JVM. JVM will again convert it to bytecode. It makes the class file machine independent or OS independent. Hence, the same program what you have developed in Windows can be executed in any other operating system. Hence, Java is operating system or OS independent, platform independent, what we call. Summarizing the terminologies such as JDK, JRE and JVM, and where exactly those are the levels going to fit. Here is the simple diagram which shows the components of JDK, JRE and JVM. We have different parts of Java. One is Java SE, that is Standard Edition, Java EE, that is Enterprise Edition, then Java ME, that is Micro Edition. Let us start with Java Enterprise Edition. This contains basic core Java classes. This edition is used to develop standard applets and programs. And in case of WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver, we use Standard Edition. We use core Java classes to develop the automation scripts. Java Enterprise Edition, and it contains classes that are beyond the Java Enterprise Edition. In phase, we need Java Enterprise Edition in order to use many of the classes in Java Enterprise Edition 2. Java Enterprise Edition mainly concentrate on providing business solutions on network. Java Micro Edition, this is for developers who develop code for portable devices such as cellular phones, electrical devices such as fridge. Code on these devices need to be small in size and should take less time as well as memory. Most of the time we hear Java and JavaScript, and most of the people think that Java and JavaScript are one and same. Java and JavaScript are completely unrelated. JavaScript is created by H at Netscape, whereas JavaScript was originally called as LiveScript and was renamed when Java was introduced as a kind of cross marketing. Java programming language developed by developed by Patrick Knudsen at Sun. Java requires all non-block statements to end with semicolon, whereas JavaScript inserts semicolons at the end of certain lines. JavaScript is an object-oriented programming language that allows you to create dynamic HTML pages, allowing you to process input data and maintain data, usually within the browser. Java is a programming language, core set of libraries and virtual machine platform that allows you to create compiled program that run on nearly every platform without distribution of source code in its raw form or recompilation. Thanks for watching this video.